Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on filling out all of this space up here. We've got a lot of space to fill out there, no doubt about that, but we're working towards getting our 60% habitable worlds as soon as possible. We would love to make our way out to like this relic world out here. It's gonna take a while before we're ready for any of that, unfortunately. So that'll be fine for now. The cache compose is chilling in Vingim. We'd love to build a starbase here. We are lacking the influence for that right now. We just got Fancourt. We'll build mining stations there, and we'll head over towards Dongar. We don't have the power to take over this arid world yet either. So that's going to take some time. We're going to bump up the fast speed here, and we're going to work our way through all of our anomalies. The Senate floor is now in session, apparently. What are they voting on? The security contractors, huh? Mercenary Enclave granting plus 10 naval capacity. Mercenary dividends are more frequent. We support this. Cool. So Mercenary Enclave capacity plus 1. Trade value plus 5% and minus 10% naval cap. Yep, that seems good to us. So that's fantastic. The cache examine is in Mithar and not really doing anything. And we're going to send it over. Are we already going to Firmathrios? We are. We're going to head over to Halvam, and we'll grab that. Cool. So that is underway. We are definitely going to want to spend our influence in Pozuno here, so we'll move out over that way. We do have another tradition that we can grab. The Pursuit of Profit, huh? Or potentially standard construction templates. Either of those would be good. I think for now we're going to take the Specialist Pop resource output. Excellent.
Special project actualized.
Our archaeologists on Dahlberg 1 have learned that the visiting arrays built there were used to scan space for any signs of intelligent alien life, something the Ute had never once encountered. After managing to partially restore power to a computer terminal, the archaeologists acquired a data disk with log files from the sensor array stretching over centuries. These logs suggest that this section of the galaxy was indeed devoid of sapient life at the time of the Ute Empire. An interesting find indeed. So does that give us a Ute artifact? We're at 506. Okay, cool. So that's looking solid. Hopefully we'll find their home system quite soon. The cache build, of course, wants to build up here. One of the mini moons circling Dahlberg 5 has a terminal orbit. It will soon collide with the gas giant in what is sure to become a massive impact event. This event has been millions of years in the making, and it's a startling coincidence that the impact has been fated to occur just after a visit by one of our ships. Many of our scientists wish to observe and record the event, but we only have a narrow window before it's too late. And we will definitely do that. So we're going to research that project. Cool. We'd love to build in Vingim, we just don't have the influence for it right now. And we don't even have access to the edict for increasing our influence, which is sad.
Research actualized.
So our influence is what it is, and we need to sell off some minerals here since we're capped. Beautiful. Energy credits from technicians and starbase constructions. That looks okay. These are once again nearly all military in formation here, or rather in type. But we're going to grab the colony development speed because we are interested in economy. Cool. Our military tech is potentially going to lag behind. We'll see if that causes us problems. This is set up as an agri-world, and I'm okay with that. We are negative in food, and we need a job here, so we'll put in an agriculture district. That sounds excellent. I'm going to minimize these for the time being, and we just want our civilian ships and planets viewable. So that'll be okay. We don't quite get all of them, it looks like. But if we were to change the order of this... If we were to move the the civilian ships up to be right next to the planets, like that, that would be a lot better. Cool. What we first assumed to be a deliberate attempt at communication has turned out to be an unusual, but naturally occurring phenomenon. The magnetic waves produced by the planet, given proper handling and editing, may sound a bit like talking or even singing, but they're in no way created by a thinking being. Some of our scientists, however, find it quite catchy. It might be possible to make use of the phenomenon, possibly by hosting artists or VIPs at a station created solely to catch these signals and play them as relaxing music. Okay, so some extra unity in Firmathrios. Cool. We'll happily take that. So the Cache Inquirer isn't doing anything. We're going to head it up to Celandine and have it excavate this site. Even with the naked eye, it's easy to see something highly irregular in the shape of Celandine 1A. The smooth curvature of the surface is
Special
suddenly...
project
Hold up.
actualized.
Wait your turn. Is suddenly interrupted by a gigantic spherical bump. At some point, a moon or large asteroid collided with the planet, but must have done so in a fairly delicate manner, merely lodging itself in the planet's crust, rather than rending it asunder. Wild. We were successful in our attempt to record the collision between Dahlberg 5 and its moon. The event was captured from several different angles and transmitted live throughout our space. Most importantly, our scientists, under the leadership of Tetran, were able to record a large amount of valuable physics data that will surely benefit our research. Cool. So, the Cache Inquirer now needs to do a thing. Let's see, we're studying the strange asteroid here right now, and there are still anomalies here to be worked on. But I think we need to... Just checking in up over this way, yeah, this is all dealt with. We need to head over to Lyrum and excavate this site. We've discovered an ancient alien starship lying half buried in an asteroid crater. Glacial ice is inexorably spread across most of the ship, but we can easily access the airlock and search for any secrets hidden behind it. Okay, we're at 37 influence right now, but we do have this archaeological site pending. As we explored the ship, further attempts to power it up and recover its data files unlocked more stanzas of the ancient space shanty. The ship's holographic display vibrantly projected images of sailors and spacefarers singing and dancing in accompaniment. Up comes the great dragon in search of our home, through space to a place that's beneath waves and foam. And it's windy weather boys, stormy weather boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringy-ward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. Up comes the Tiyanki, the king of deep space, racing our ships in a hyperspace chase. Chorus repeats. Up comes Leviathan, tentacles grasp, choking our ship as we shiver and gasp. And the chorus repeats again. We will continue to translate lyrics. Of course, our influence is not great. The trapped asteroid is, in fact, a crystalline being's nest. It's good that we didn't keep digging, for it seems like we agitated the creature hibernating inside. If we do nothing for a while and study it from afar, it should settle down. But what can we learn from it? Society research, and we get half of crystal-infused plating. Not bad. Not bad at all. So the Reconnoiter definitely needs to continue to research the anomalies here. There's still at least one here. Yeah, these are in different locations. So there is one additional here, so we will definitely investigate that. That's almost done already. Wow. There's been a recent upswing in crime on Entropy's Promise as the planet continues its descent into lawlessness. This latest crime wave has targeted residential areas that up until now had been considered outside the influence of the planet's dominant criminal gangs. Indeed it must. So we've got a crime wave on Entropy's Promise. And we'll get back to this in a moment. So Entropy's Promise is none of these. Oh, no, wait, I'm dumb. That's on our capital. I was completely ignoring the capital. Okay, we probably could declare martial law here. Or just launch an anti-crime campaign. And I think that's what we'll do for now. So we'll launch that anti-crime campaign. Do we want to declare martial law? We could consider dropping one of our two pop production buildings. Or our administrative office. And replacing this with a precinct house. Yeah, we'll do that for now. There's clear evidence that the massive space battle took place in close orbit of Aranis 3 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapons blasts, and scans from the Cache Reconnoiter have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Images in Monochrome is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies.
Situation
so we can mount
revised.
a graveyard expedition. That is this here, and we'll research that. Excellent. So that's
Incoming
underway.
Inquiry.
I didn't realize these guys were at war, but sure. They want to establish an embassy. Cool. So we've got a factory world that requires 2 jobs, and I definitely think that we build an industrial district here. We are currently slightly negative in our consumer goods. Okay, war declaration. Sounds good to us. We
Incoming
just
inquiry.
want to... We've not built those mining stations yet. We just want to build our star bases for right now. So this is completely fine. Anything that generates us additional influence would be good. We could think about exceeding our naval cap to get our
Colonial
power
enterprise
projection.
established.
That's an interesting concept. So the way that I'd probably do that is I'd take the new ships here, and we'd open up the fleet manager. We would add in some strong class corvettes, and just max that out like this. We'll see what the upkeep of that ends up looking like, but I think it'll be okay. I mean, our maintenance cost is going to be high, but we'll see. The last haul, huh? What can you offer us? They're still offering us the exotic gases deal. And we still don't have access to exotic gases, so we have to tell them not interested. So this mining world over here needs a job. We'll put in a mining district. Cool. The Cash Compose would love to build a starbase over Vinjam. However, the influence is currently slated for Astarte, and we'll let that continue. So eventually that will get done. These guys open their borders to us, okay. Ah, we've got additional lyrics here. Our archaeologists have unearthed a stash of potent potables. Were the sailors consuming these foul fluids? We will not ingest these strange liquids. Our exploration of the ship is already sufficiently intoxicating. Up come the lithoids, all hewn from their stone. Their boulders are bolder when they're not alone. Chorus. Up come the necroids, all fearsome and great. You can't kill them, mateys, they'll reanimate. Chorus. Up come swarms of robots. Get ready to run. Fight 1, 10, a dozen, 1101. Chorus. Okay, cool. So we've got more
Special
lyrics coming in
project
here.
actualized.
The team under Science Officer Images in Monochrome has finished their expedition on Aranus 3 and returned to the cache reconnoiter. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of these vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years, and there are yet things to discover. A permanent science outpost in orbit would be a great boon to our starship engineering efforts. Indeed, that would be nice. So that would get us 3 engineering science per month, plus about 1,300 engineering. I like it. So the cache reconnoiter doesn't have anything that it's doing right now. We probably want it to go assist research somewhere, and Entropy's Promise would be the place to do that. We don't have any dedicated science worlds right now, though. So for the time being, that's what we'll have to do. We're building in Astarte, and that will be finished up eventually, but we need to make our way to Dongar as soon as we can. That is our current top priority. The question is, would this be a good science world? I mean, it doesn't have any bonuses for it. We haven't had a single world with science bonuses, which is slightly sad. But we'll probably get some eventually once we're able to do some terraformation. I mean, that's phase shifted. We did finish up our archaeological site, and that is this one. Our exploration has revealed a glance of ancient history, displaying the zeal and courage of ancient explorers. Clearly, the captain used this space shanty to motivate and coordinate the crew. Perhaps they even sang along. Our archaeologists are suggesting this performance should be preserved in a museum installation. As for the ancient melody, we've transcribed all the lyrics we could find and added them to our databanks. Our own sailors now have a habit of singing versions of their own space shanties, which should improve their morale and efficiency. We rose from the ocean and reached for the sky. We're building an empire that will never die. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy, steady she goes. It is time to untether from this ancient vessel, casting off the hawser as we set sail on solar winds, steady as she goes. We'll memorize the lyrics and set the next course. So that gives us 10% sublight speed. That's really good. Okay, we love it. Now, of course, the cache probe isn't doing anything, and where do we send them? We kind of don't, is the answer. Tiamat? Nobody's doing this archaeological site. We'll assist research in Tiamat. A closer look at Tiamat Prime shows small signs of a civilization that once populated the planet, so we'll definitely look into that one. The cache build is done in Astarte, and it needs its mining stations queued up. We're going to have enough influence soon to head into Maradetta, but we definitely need... Well, we found the remains of a Ute cruiser, actually. The remains of a Ute cruiser have been found in orbit around Helvum 2. It seems to have taken weapons fire, but given the extreme age of the Hulk, it's difficult to be certain. There's no indication that the ship was ever equipped with an FTL drive. It must have traveled between stars at sublight speeds.
Situation
so we will
log
definitely
revised.
look into that. This will get us our final Ute piece of evidence to find their homeworld. So we'll research that. Beautiful. Entropy's Promise does need additional jobs here. 2 of them. Our precinct houses are done, and we are at 0 crime right now. So that's looking good. Once these crime waves expire a bit, then we'll drop our anti-crime campaign here. But for now, we can upgrade our civilian fabricators, and that'll be fine. How long until we get all of this built in Astarte? Okay, we're about half done. Noted.
Research actualized.
Preliminary excavations indicate that the celestial object came straight down on top of a sprawling city. Wait your turn. Apparently these guys were destroyed. Okay. Came down on top of a sprawling city. At the time of the impact, the inhabitants were at a technological level on par with early spaceflight. As Kellandine 1A currently does not sustain any sapient species, it's reasonable to assume the event was the beginning of the end of this civilization. It is unclear whether the giant rock landed smack on top of the city by design, or if it's just a bizarre, catastrophic accident. We will keep digging. Cool. So we finished up our physics research here. Oof. Oof. I would love to grab planetary FTL inhibitors. But as a megacorp, we have to take the artificer output. We gotta focus on our economy here. That's just the way that this has to be played. Okay, these guys are demanding things from us. They are, of course, Dwemex, or rather, we are Dwemex, and we're going to offer them energy credits. We have so many, I think. Yes. No, wait. Minerals are worth less than energy credits, right? 0.77 to buy, 0.41 to sell. Yeah, minerals are the cheapest, so we'll offer them minerals. Cool. It's the same amount for all of them, so that should be fine. We are, of course, increasing our naval cap here. The idea behind this is to boost our power
Upscaling
projection.
complete. Special project
Okay, we've got a lot of
actualized.
things popping up here. The archaeologists investigating the derelict Ute cruiser above Helvum 2 have transmitted their report. There are 2 large cryo chambers in the cruiser's midsection designed to house 1 Ute each in suspended animation. Given the massive size of Ute individuals, this was apparently their standard crew complement on vessels of this size. No Ute remains were found anywhere on the ship, but the archaeologists managed to recover logs from a computer that monitored the life signs and medical condition of the crew. It has provided valuable data on Ute physiology. Okay, cool. We're now generating the Ute home system. We'll get that in a moment. When we opened the airlock of the alien starship, putrefaction and decay awaited us on the other side. Our preliminary investigation has uncovered a scene of carnage. After examining the mutilated bodies of the crew, we're certain they tore each other limb from limb. We could just leave, but then we'd never know why this tragedy happened. Intriguing. We'll continue to look into that, and we should have the Ute home system popping up pretty soon, right? Yep, there we go. Scientists on Entropy's Promise have managed to deduce the exact galactic coordinates, and it's here. I love it. That's really, really nice. No one is going to beat us to this. Contact the nearest science ship. So that's going to be these guys. We are going to survey the system and research the projects in this system before moving on to Tiamat. The cache build is going to head up to Maradetta, and we're going to build up there. And the cache examine is not doing anything. Do we have anything for it to do? We could send it over to Tiamat. But honestly, I think this ship will get there first. It's a lot closer. So I think at this point, we need to start dropping science chips. We don't have a reason to have this many. So we're going to disband this one. Cool. That's underway nicely. The cache compose I would absolutely love to be building with. We simply do not have the influence. We're gaining 4.81 monthly now, but
actualized.
We could definitely do more. We've confirmed that Uton Majoris was the original homeworld of the Utes. The planet suffered extensive orbital bombardment roughly 4 million years ago. Twisted metal skeletons are all that remain of the massive arcologies that once covered the surface. From what we can piece together, it seems the Utes spent the better part of 1 million years searching local space in vain for signs of intelligent alien life. When they finally encountered the Jabardini, a young race that had only recently achieved interstellar travel, their alien psychology was a tremendous shock. The Ute leadership reached a consensus. The Jabardini had to be eradicated before they grew too powerful. A massive surprise attack was launched, which was beaten back at great cost for both sides. Despite their young age, the Jabardini were already experimenting with technologies the Ute had never considered, and eventually they gained the upper hand. After less than a decade of warfare, the 2-million-year-old Ute Empire was utterly destroyed. Fascinating. So we found the Ute Cryocore, we gained a bunch of Unity, we found 300 minor artifacts, we gained a bunch of energy credits and a bunch of minerals, and we have the Secrets of the Ute that we can now do. So we maxed out our minerals. We'll sell those. I shouldn't have done it in that order because we just lost all of the energy credits. That was a mistake. And I'm going to buy in some rare crystals here to spend those energy credits. Okay. We'll grab standard construction templates to boost our construction speeds. Fantastic. And we can now activate the Ute Cryocore for 3,000 Unity. Do we want to? That just reduces our ship upkeep. Yes, our ship upkeep is dramatically increased, but it's not actually a problem right now. So we'll not do that for the moment. Cool. We'll keep it in mind that we have it as an option, though. Digging deeper, we've uncovered the ship's science lab. Minimal power saturates the scene in ultraviolet illumination. A riot of purple shrubbery is releasing thick clouds of spores. The ship's doctor used a laboratory and ventilation shafts to flood the ship with an intoxicating mist. Okay, cool, but I want to actually take a look at Ute here. So this is Uton here. There's a ruined hyper relay here. And Uton Majoris is a broken world. There's this destroyed satellite here. And Uton Minoris is a barren world. It's looking like there's not actually all that much we're going to get out of this system, but we'll see. The surface of Cosmalion Prime is covered in lush forests, with massive tree analogs rising hundreds of meters into the air. Interestingly, our colonists have found that nearly all of the flora is mobile, to various degrees. Forests stretching for miles will slowly migrate to new areas richer in nutrients in a cycle that seems tied to the planet's orbit. Unfortunately, this has seriously hampered our efforts to develop the colony's infrastructure. The migrating trees frequently cut power lines while smashing our buildings and roads into rubble. We do need to find a solution.
Situation log revised.
Our best solution here, considering our mega corporation status, would probably be to burn them. Now, this is probably the worst long-term strategy. Studying them is probably better, and I would normally choose this. But we're a megacorp. We're just going to burn them down. They are anomalous. They are cutting into our profit margins. Get rid of them. Fantastic. Our mining world here needs a job. This has the political crackdown right. Do we want this to actually be a mining world? I mean, it does have access to crystal mines. So we should probably build a crystal mine here eventually. For now, I'm going to put in the corporate culture site. And that'll be okay. The cash compose is going to build up over here, and that will buy us some time. If we wanted to build in Vingim, we probably could. Okay, the Picklings just
outlier identified.
Subjugated these guys. Okay, noted. An unusually deliberate geometric configuration of minerals drifts through the debris belt by YZ9863 and is possibly of alien origin. So we'll look into that. There's definitely some good resources here in Uton. I think I'm actually going to just start moving over here. We passed the readied shield. I don't think we voted on that. Pan-galactic recycling initiatives. Diplomatic weight from economy minus 20%. We oppose this. It's unlikely that we'll actually be able to stop that from passing, but we do oppose it. The mineral cluster is a holographic record, multi-sided, many-edged, and translucent. It remains secure in the cache probe's tractor beam, but our experts will need some time to decode its contents. A special project has been issued to expedite the process,
log revised.
and we will definitely do that. So we will research the projects in the system. Cool. And I'm just going to right-click that to get rid of it. We do need additional jobs on Entropy's Promise, but we don't really have anything that we can do here. For now, it is what it is. This colony needs work. Gene Clinic and City District, as usual.
Research actualized.
And it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We just got our pop growth speed. Do we grab habitability here? No. We grab access to the planetary capitals. Cool. That'll do. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Emilhun80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.